Daddy. Hello and welcome back to the Impression Wiz channel. I'm your host, the Impression Wiz, and finally I got the full intro part of this game that a lot of people usually end up seeing at least in the first episode, but apparently I can't do that until episode, I think this is 8 now, so anyway, let's get back to it. You've got dads. And I had another one with Craig. Let's do it. Another side thing with Craig. Hey bud, so I have a favor to ask. Robert invited me over for dinner. Dang it. I like Robert, but his voice is bad to do sometimes. And I know it's kind of a faux pas to invite another bro, but I've known the guy for years and I still can't get a good read on him, and I know it's going to be super awkward if I go by myself. Will you please come with me? I love food. I especially love food that's free. That's me, honestly. And I don't know why you're so sweaty over cooking, but sure. I don't know why you're so sweaty over. Oh, that would be something that I would kind of make a joke about. Yeah, dude, I'm down. Thank you! I really hope that's a sweat of relief. Here we go. Use your hips when throwing. Interesting. That doesn't sound too bad. I could definitely go for some free food. But why is Craig being so apprehensive? Does he know something about Robert that I don't? Probably. I hurry up and reply before my dad brain can work itself into a paranoia spiral. Craig and I decide to meet up before heading over to Robert's place. Craig's waiting on my porch, bottle of white wine in hand. Nice. Mike, boy, I'm glad to see you. Likewise, man. Classy of you to bring wine. Oh, it's not wine. It's sparkling apple cider. Robert literally has a wine cellar, so I think he's good. Wow. Or at least I think he has a wine cellar. I'm generally unsure if he was telling the truth or not. I can never tell with him. Thank God it's not just me. I never know. He's so deadpan about everything. I usually just laugh it off, but man, that guy's an enigma. We start walking over to Robert's house. I am the ultimate enigma. Danganronpa right there, no. Does Robert even know how to cook? I have sincere doubts about whether he even knows how to shave properly. Or iron her shirt. I feel like you learn to cook after you learn those two first. Dude. One time I saw him grab a hot dog from a trash can. I mean, it was on the very top of the trash can, like sitting above it, but still, if we were on trial, I think the jury would definitely define that as in the trash. In his defense, I've definitely considered grabbing food from the top of the trash before. Well, yeah, I think we've all considered it, but the difference is that Robert actually did it. True. Maybe he's the enlightened one. Maybe we're holding ourselves back. We arrive at Robert's house and ring the doorbell, but the doorbell won't chime. Must be broken. Craig knocks on the door a few times. Since when does Robert have dogs? A dog? I don't know. That's weird. I can hear Robert just inside. 1 second! This is uncharted territory, Mike. What if he's the one making barking noises and there's no dog? Don't say that. We're not even inside yet. Finally, the door opens. Robert looks a little surprised to see me. Mike, No, you'd be tagging along.
Oh.
Did Craig not tell Robert I was coming? Come on, Craig. I can leave if there's not...
Oh.
No, it's fine. Come on in. We enter Robert's living room, which is surprisingly really nice. Super messy, but still nice. Look at that TV. I might not do an actual date for this one if Robert's voice is going to kill my throat today. Make yourself at home. We can still hear barking from the other room. I didn't know you had a dog, Robert. Yeah, that wasn't Craig's voice, but oh well. Oh yeah, that's Betsy. Have to put her up when guests are over. She'll calm down in a bit. What kind of dog is she? Pitbull. Rescued her from a dog fighting ring a few years back. She hates strangers. If I let her out right now, I would probably have to take you both to the ER. Craig and I make eye contact. He raises an eyebrow at me. Oh, okay. Anyways, dinner should be ready in a minute. Hope you guys like ozobuku. I'm sure I butchered that. Robert leaves the room, presumably to go to the kitchen. Craig leans in and whispers, Was the dog fighting thing real, or was he kidding? I don't know.
Bro.
What's soboko? Or osoboko? I don't know. Did he make up that word? Until I have osobuku in front of me, we can only assume so. We sit in silence for a second, taking in Robert's living room. Look at all the booze, though. Yeesh. Are we about to get sawed?
Oh.
Nah, usually you wake up in those situations. We voluntarily walked into this one. So more like Final Destination. Robert finally walks into the room carrying 3 paper plates of steaming food like a waiter. I don't have a dining table. Don't trust him. So we're eating here. Also, I don't have real people plates. Hope that's okay. Robert sets plates in front of us on the coffee table. I still can't tell what it is. Looks like meat, maybe lots of sauce. I can make out some vegetables. I think that might be rice, but it could also be pasta. Guess there's only one way to find out. I take a bite.
Nice.
Oh my god. I take another bite. The medley of flavors in this dish is amazing. The meat is so tender and the risotto, I think that's what it is so creamy. Oh, that does sound good. Robert, this is really incredible. You cooked this? I fished it out of a dumpster behind the restaurant. Or at least I think it was a restaurant.
Bro.
Can you believe people just throw the stuff away? I almost gag. I'm kidding. I look over at Craig, who looks wary but still has his mouth full. He gives Robert a thumbs up. Glad you like it.
Oh.
Where did you learn how to cook like this? Worked at a restaurant in Spain for a hot sec. Is he messing with us? I decide to play along. You lived in Spain? After I dropped out of college, I went backpacking through Europe, crashing on couches, sleeping in hostels, wherever. I think that might be a typo. Totally broke. Worked a couple of odd jobs where I could to scrape together some cash. One night, I'm eating dinner at this little restaurant just outside of Madrid. I gotta pay and realize I spent the last of my money on booze the night before. I'm in the middle of ditching when the manager catches me and puts me to work in the kitchen. Long story short, they ended up liking me so much they offered me a job. Why not, right? Started living with some distant relatives on my ma's side. Over the course of 2 years, I worked my way up from busboy to sous chef. Trying to say sous chef in my own voice is bad enough. Learned a lot. Craig and I wait for the punchline. What night watchman did he swindle to get back to the States? Who did he con in a game of poker to get the back room of a speakeasy for safe passage to the crew quarters of a cargo ship? Anyway, I still love to cook. I don't know what's real anymore, but this food is so good, I kinda don't care. That's amazing! It really is. To be totally honest, I wasn't exactly expecting gourmet cooking here, especially not served on paper plates. I don't care about presentation. If the food is good, it should speak for itself. This Ozobuco is screaming for itself. I can't talk. And paper plates are just as good as regular plates if you double them up. Hey, is it bad if I ask for seconds? Help yourself, but save room for dessert. I made lemon berry savarin. Fah.
Oh.
Well, aren't you just full of... Craig looks over at me.
Hey.
Surprises. Robert winks. Oh, he is winking, but he's still blinking. That's weird. Or is it that his eyes... I don't know. That's weird. You bet I am. You can come over for dinner anytime. Craig.
Oh.
I'm gonna go get seconds. Me too. After consuming way more uzubuku than my body could handle, and then really ensuring a later food coma with a generous serving of whatever savarin was, Craig and I decided to head out. Thanks for coming. I'm making an attempt to be more social. Well, we're always happy to stop by if you want company. Especially if there's uzubuku involved. Keep your word.
Welcome. You got dads.
Well, I don't think I killed my throat enough to warrant not continuing on. So I've done Matt, I've done Brian, and I've done Damien. And there's only 4 left. You know what? D4, here we go. Craig is 1, Hugo is 2, Joseph is 3, and Robert is 4, but I don't know if I'm going to do Robert because I've already done the Robert voice. I might save him for last to do the first date with at least, because... Well, it came up 3, so let's go with Joseph. My snooty voice, or closest to my snootier sounding voice, anyway. Joseph Christensen, voted Maple Bay's #1 youth minister for 5 years running, living in my hometown with my beautiful wife and our 4 amazing kids. If I'm not in church, you can catch me out on the open water, setting sail on the seas of adventure. I love playing guitar and crushing my kids at Candyland. On a Friday night, you are most likely to lead the community in a fun mixer. If you had one thing to take with you on a desert island, what would it be? My 6-string. His guitar, yeah. What are your turn-ons? My loving wife. What did you want to be when you grew up? Ship captain. What's your favorite movie genre? Feel-good movies. What's your ideal date? Lovely night on the town with my wife. What do you never leave home without? The good book. I think we all know what that means in this case. I spend a lot of time thinking about how I can be a better man, husband, and father. And I'm not going to read all of those every time. After we get to the second dates with all of them, I'm done reading those, just so you know. Unless there's anything new, but I doubt that. Anyone who tells you that a drink isn't manly, blah, 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 blah. His family's a little weird, but Joseph seems cool. I should take him up on his offer to hang out. Wait, how do I hang out with a priest? I don't go to church. Should I be Jesus-y? Jesus-y? That's an interesting way of putting it. I imagine Joseph's family staring at me as I fumble through some sort of prayer attempt. Maybe not too Jesus-y. A light smattering of Jesus. Oh. Okay. Will he want me to pray? Is he going to pray at me? Do I have to pray at him? Talking to Joseph, huh? Gah! Amanda! How many times have I told you not to sneak up on me like that? I've selectively ignored it every time you do, Pops. Amanda looks over my shoulder at the screen. Joseph can read your mind, you know. If you want to talk, just message him. Or he can't. Okay, I read that wrong. But I've never been friends with a priest before. What do I talk about? My favorite Bible passage? Ice cream socials? Khakis? First of all, he's a youth minister with a tattoo, not a priest. There's a difference? You're overthinking it, Dad. Listen, just put it like this. Hello, neighbor. Thanks again for the invite to the barbecue. I'd love to hang out soon if you are not too busy. Isn't that a little too business casual? Fine, fine. Give me the keyboard. I got this. Amanda focuses on the keys. I'm not going to try and read that out because she went way fast with that. Hi, Joseph. It was great meeting you and your family. I'm still new around here, so if you'd like, I'd love to hang out and get to know you. See ya! Smiley face. The smiley is a nice touch. Almost immediately, I receive a response. What'd he say? Hi, Mike. If you're not doing anything in a bit, the kids and I are baking treats for the church bake sale today, and we'd love to have you over. It'll be a blast, so let me know. Joseph. Huh? That wasn't so bad. He uses a lot of exclamation points. I'm more concerned about him signing his name with a tittle. I'm willing to let it slide this time. I respond back. Sounds like fun. Mike. I do it too. Great, come on by the house as soon as you're ready. We'll be here. Well, guess I'm doing this. Save a brownie for me. As I just kind of poke my head in real quick there. Promise you won't sneak up on me anymore. Amanda stares at me, unblinking. You blinked! I don't make promises I can't keep. Real to a fault, Pops. And Dad, please don't be weird about the religion thing. Me? Weird? Never. Have you met our Lord and Savior, Ukatoa? Yes, Critical Role reference there. I make the short walk over to Joseph's place. Don't be weird, Mike. But what if they hang up a bunch of crosses, or collect those little porcelain babies? Porcelain babies? Is that a thing? Like, I'm literally asking that. Is that a thing? What if they're all praying? Do they pray before dinner? During dinner? Over the porcelain babies? What is up with these porcelain babies? I never got that the first time I saw this. The door begins to creak open. A shadowy figure obscures the other side. Who's there? Mike? The door opens all the rest of the way. It's Joseph's eldest. What's his name? Hey. Hey. I think it was Christian? It's Chris. Well, I messed up. Chris, right. Hi again. I'm Mike. I know what your name is. Oh, yeah, we met at the barbecue. How's the, Please don't say it. Jesus. Chris blinked slowly. Maybe he didn't hear that. You're weird. Is your dad... Before I can finish, Chris... Okay. I'm just going to state this right now. The whole naming your kids with the same first letter name is a little weird. Just a little. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, just a little weird, and it's kind of confusing when they all have a similar sound. Like Chris, Christian, and I think the girl in this game has something like that too. At least make them slightly different so that they're easier to remember. Anyway, Chris walks into an adjacent room, leaving me in front of the open doorway. Home. This was a great first impression. I did not mess this up at all. For a moment, I wonder if I should just go in, further subjecting Joseph's family to my winning attitude and artful charisma, which is peaking 7 in stats at this point, which is a D&D joke for it's not very good. Mercifully, Joseph peeks his head around the corner. Mike, you made it. Joseph, I'm stuck in his voice. Okay, Joseph approaches with his arms wide. I'm so glad you could come by. Are you ready to bake? I am not. I did not wear my baking pants today. I'm as ready as I'll ever be. That's the kind of semi-confidence I like to see in a baking assistant. Come on in. I sometimes like doing this voice so much. Oh, Joseph leads me into a bright, spacious home full of nautical knickknacks. This isn't what I imagined at all. It's actually pretty charming. I'd be careful of the marlin or swordfish up on the wall there. Kind of sharp. Pointy. Doink, doink, doink. Ow, my finger. I mean, what? I wasn't poking anything. I believe you've met Chris, who left you outside. Chris? Oh. Are you going to apologize? Oh, right. Sorry. I tried to make eye contact with Chris, but he keeps looking away. He must be really shy. It's alright. Next time, just be a little more inviting to our guests, okay? Sure. Chris seems to relish the chance to escape the conversation and quickly vanishes into his room. Joseph turns to me apologetically. Don't take it personally. Chris likes to keep to himself. I mean, he didn't start off on the best foot in the world. Or we didn't start off on the best foot in the world. Plus, being the eldest in a big family can't be easy. Oh. We try to cut him a little slack where we can. And the twins, Christian and Christy. Like I said, they all start with a CH, which is kind of weird. Ah, and here are the twins, Christian and Chrissy. Or Christy. Say hello to Mike. Hello, Father. Hello, Mike. Oh. Kids, come on. Dial it back on the creepy twin shtick. Creepy twin shtick? Egg 'em on, or we should get baking. I'm gonna egg 'em on. You know I have to. Can you two say, come play with us, Danny? Oh no. The twins stare up in blinking unison. Come play with us, Danny. Joseph covers his mouth and looks away, but he's clearly holding back a big laugh. This is it. This is my Dad World series. Okay, now say, please help us, Mothra. Please help us, Mothra. No, I can't take it. Joseph is trying his best not to break in front of his kids. The twins seem to be catching on and look eager to bust their dad. But can we keep it up? Go with something creepy, go with something obscure. Honestly, I think something creepy might be better. Now say, they all float down here. They all float down here, Father. Joseph can't take it anymore despite his quiet protestation. He's laughing pretty hard into his hand, and the kids giggle with him. The twins, obviously pleased with a new arrival of spooky weapons, leave the room to terrorize the rest of the community. My work here is done. I'm going to be hearing those lines for weeks. Next time we hang out, I'll try to teach them some lines from The Thing.
Oh.
Especially my favorite line of okay, I shouldn't have done that, but you know what I mean. Alright, so it looks like we've got a bit of a troublemaker on our hands. You think you can out-trouble a career pro? I don't know about
Lords of Arabia.
I'm suddenly interrupted by a loud crash from the kitchen. What now? That doesn't sound good. Christy? No one responds. Joseph furrows his brow and motions for me to stay where I am. Wait here a minute. Joseph rushes into the kitchen. I remember this with Amanda. Half of fatherhood is trying to keep your kids from finding creative ways to kill themselves. And he's got 4. Talk about worry. Heck, I already have like just some nieces and nephews and whatnot, and it's... yeah. I take a seat on his surprisingly pristine couch and twiddle my thumbs. Examine the bookshelf, examine the coffee table, or examine the floor? I'm going to examine the floor real quick. Well, you have this many kids and things are bound to end up on the floor, no matter how hard you try to keep it clean. I spot a terrifying cloth doll that appears to have had both arms pulled off several times. It's been stitched back together a lot. Yes, this floor is made out of floor. Oh, sorry, I had to say that one. The tag says C+C, of course. I set that down and spot a houseplant. Hey, little guy. Help me. You keep being you, tiny houseplant. I spot one last thing on the floor next to the houseplant. It's a silver necklace. Wow, this looks expensive for something casually tossed on the floor. If there's a story here, it's none of my business. I could say some things because I have some little things floating in my head, but let's look at the coffee table. There's a couple of cool knickknacks on the coffee table in front of me. Hey, a cross. Hey, another cross. This one looks a little different. And a third cross. Unified design aesthetic. Smart choices. There's also a brass thing here. It looks like something a sailor would use to navigate with. I think they're called sextants. Actually, I think that's pretty close. I'm not gonna read that one. I'm gonna let all of you read that one for yourselves. Examine the bookshelf, why not? It's a pretty sturdy wooden bookshelf. It looks handmade. Did Joseph build this? Or was it maybe Brian who built it for him? I could see that, to be honest. I heard a weird sound. Sorry. There's a big stack of what looks like travel magazines. Hyenas of the Serengeti, the underwater mysteries of the Antarctic, and on and on. Seems like Joseph really likes a good adventure. Unless this is a merry thing. Who knows? Next to them are a couple of different Bibles. Yeah, looks like he's covering all the Bible bases. King James, the New American Standard, the Bible for teens. He is a cool youth minister, after all. On a higher shelf, there's a bunch of old romance novels. Judging by the wine stains, these must be Mary's. The newest one looks like Hot Body Johnson Sex Detective. The 8th installment in... Wait, this is a series? It's been a while. I guess I should go in the kitchen and see what's up. Okay, no more needing to see about the sex detective. Thank you very much. Excuse me. I walk into the kitchen to find Joseph holding Christy in one arm. She seems a lot calmer than she was a minute ago. I raise an eyebrow at Joseph. The twins are a lot more manageable when they're separated. Where's Christian?
Hey.
He ran off. Christy dips a spoon in the brownie batter and gives it a taste. Dad, it's too sweet.
You're too sweet.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
You're so sweet, we might have to water you down with spiders.
No, not spiders. Joseph begins tickling Christy with his free hand between the laughing and the squirming. I don't know how he got a hold of her, but that girl is locked in place. The man is a professional child wrangler. Well, he kind of has to be with 4. Christy fixes me with her best puppy dog eyes.
Hey.
Save me from the spiders. Spoon duel the Spider King or Renegade option. Quick little, first one is odd, bottom one is even. Okay, I'll duel the Spider King. I was hoping Renegade option a little bit, but you know what? It doesn't matter in the end, I don't think. I grab a wooden spoon and point it at Joseph in Joseph's direction. Unhand her, foul beast!
Oh.
Okay, Mike the Valiant, let's see what you've got. You may have defeated me at Tarantula Ridge, but now I have the upper hand. Joseph gently puts Christy down behind him. Have you come to squash me, knight, or have you merely fallen into my web? I'm no mere fly, Spider King. Now on guard! I think I'm getting the voices confused in this situation, but you know what? I don't care. For a minute or so, Joseph and I mock duel with the 2 dumbest looking spoons in the room. One wooden one and one of those, like, ones that look like a wooden one but are made out of plastic. I have those, so don't... Anyway, eventually I strike a killing blow to the invisible heart between his arm and his body, and Joseph recoils in horror. Blast! I am defeated! You could never beat best me, Spider King, for I have the power of... I sneak a taste from the brownie batter. The magic... Oh man. That is way too sweet.
Yeah.
Christy begins jumping up and down excitedly. My hero! Christy hugs my leg before making a surprisingly fast exit.
Ah.
Hey, wait, do you want to bake brownies with us?
Christy hesitates, then shakes her head no again. Sparkle Pony.
Sparkle Pony?
Joseph looks confused.
Oh.
You don't want to bake with Dad now? You want to play with Sparkle Pony?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
And she's gone. Yeah, that's what I figured. Before Joseph can even finish his sentence, Christy is out the door and down the hall.
ahead.
Joseph sighs deeply as he stares into the chocolate batter. He tastes it again, face twisting.
And that is still way too sweet.
So what made that crash?
Oh.
Egg beater on...
Or what made that crash?
Egg beater on linoleum floor. It's my new techno single. Still haven't thought of a B-side.
Now we're both looking into the batter. It's got a sickly sheen of sugar on and chocolate candies throughout. And I have a feeling Christy had something to do with it.
Yeah.
We need a fresh start.
Oh, yeah, like I said, I'm not really a baker, but
Don't even sweat it. The bag came with instructions that have mysteriously vanished along with my daughter, so we'll probably be fine.
probably.
Excellent.
Yeah, probably.
He certainly looks confident. All right, Mike, you've baked a cake from a box before? Once? How hard could it be? How hard could this be?
Now grab a spoon and get ready to rock.
Mario Batali, save me.
Oh, mamma mia!
Joseph and I set to work, cracking the eggs and mixing the things, and then pouring the things according to how we assumed the back of the box would tell us to. Things go according to plan, and soon enough we have a solid batch of brownies.
Yeah.
Whew! Wait. Joseph has a little dot of batter on his nose.
Oh.
Wow, Mike. Way to use those dad skills. I bet you've baked a few box mixes in your time.
His nose. Joseph?
All we have to do is bring all these to the bake sale and Viola. Duty done. Now help me find Christy. Keep your eye out for a pony that sparkles.
Joseph, hold still.
What?
Thumb in position. And got it. Joseph's eyes go wide as I gently wipe the chocolate off his nose. Is he blushing?
Oh, thanks.
No problem. In less than a second, I've licked the batter off my finger. It's really good batter.
We
should find Christy.
Yes, we should do that, Mike.
Joseph quickly composes himself.
All right, she can't be far. You take the Delta position, and I'll watch your 6.
Do you even know what that means?
Nice.
Alpha Tango Sparkle, Roger.
I'm going to take that as a no. Joseph starts making his way down the hall and calls back to me.
Take the brownies and the rest of the stuff I baked earlier today while I get Christy. We'll meet you out by the car.
Yeah.
Yes, I did purposely sound a little bit far away just because I felt like that was fitting. Joseph, Christy, and I arrive at the church parking lot to find fold-out tables and pop-up tents already set up. Looks like the bake sale is already in full swing.
Wow, this place is packed.
Is this packed? There's a few people milling around. Must be a value pack. At least a value pack of 4.
Oh.
If you count a city population on your fingers and toes, this counts as packed.
Point. Christy rockets out of the car and into the lot. Is she running on jet fuel? Probably. And sugar. I want to sell brownies.
Okay, let's get set up.
I want to see Mom.
Oh.
She's down by the other row of tables helping out with another group. Want to go over there and tell her I said hi?
Mom! Whew. Christy zips off immediately. Joseph seems unconcerned. Does she always run that fast?
Yeah, I can only catch her half the time. These knees aren't what they used to be.
I remember when Amanda was her age, I could get her to sit still for 5 seconds. Yep, great age to deal with.
Yeah.
Well, Christy's gone. Joseph and I arrange all of the baked goods on the table and settle in. So, are we allowed to eat any of our own goods?
Oh.
Look, if I don't see nothing, I don't say nothing. The man upstairs has strong feelings about snitches. Does he actually?
Oh, yeah.
Joseph shrugs. He eats a brownie. It looks like some of the other stalls are selling drinks like handmade crafts, or little handmade crafts, and other sweets. Whoa, someone brought a soft serve ice cream machine. I gestured to it. How are we supposed to compete with that? Please, this isn't my first time at the rodeo. The bake sale rodeo. There's actually no rodeo here. It's just a bake sale. I think you and I put together can make one pretty convincing argument for these brownies, don't you? Sneak another brownie to ease your fear of public interaction. I hope so. Or, oh yeah. You know what? Yeah, I have some confidence. We high five. If you bake it, we will. If you bake it, they will come.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, Madden. I can't remember her name. If my character in the game doesn't remember her name, that would be fitting. It's not long before we have our first customers. Hey, dude. Carmencita, that's what it is. Hiya. Matt, Carmencita. Great to see you guys out there. Sorry I couldn't remember your name at first, though. Happy to support a good cause. Plus, you know, as the owner and proprietor of the Coffee Spoon, an establishment that specializes in baked goods, I have to scope out the competition. Joseph leans close to me. This guy knows his stuff. Stay on your toes. Oh yeah, I know. I had some of his brownies and his banana bread. Woo-wee! So, what recipe did you use for these brownies? Don't say you used the box recipe. Don't say you used the box recipe. We used their box recipe. We improvised. It's just how Nanya used to make it. I'm doing this one. Let me tell you a story, Matt. The way they made brownies in the old country. Yeah. That was all thanks to Grandma Whiz. Travelers from far and wide would make the pilgrimage to her sleepy little town simply to be amazed by her masterful use of chocolate. Or Nona, that's what that said. All that knowledge, all that experience was passed on to me.
Hey.
Huh, sure. Joseph leans over to me, again to me. Lying his son of a... I forgot about that. I probably should have just said. Well, like I said, Joseph's not the main one I'm trying to get to an ending with, so, Alright. We'll take 2. Actually, we'll take 3. I ring them up and high-five Joseph as our happy customers walk away. See? Not so hard. Yeah, I'm hot off the good feelings from that last sale. Who's next? We sell brownies to a bunch of people I don't recognize, but who clearly know Joseph. Eventually, another familiar face pops up. Mike! It's Brian. Close enough. Can we interest you two in any of our fine sweets and treats? You sure can. I bet I could eat 10 brownies. Must resist urge to be competitive. I bet you I could eat 11 brownies. Honestly, I'm gonna do it. I don't know if it's gonna work, but they used to call me Brian Hollowlegs Hardy back when I was in the competitive circuit. Think you could go brownie for brownie with me? 12 brownies. Oh, I am not. Let's save treats. Let's save threats of competitive eating for another time, shall we? I'm not doing good with Joseph. Maybe that'll lead to the right ending of spectacular failure. Brian and I stare at each other down. Huh, you're right. I'll just take one for myself and one for Daisy here. Coming right up. You excited for the youth group movie night, Daisy? Yeah. What's the movie?
Oh.
It's a surprise. Joseph leans over to me.
Yeah.
It's the Fast and the Furious. Really?
Yeah.
If you think about it, there's some heavy religious undertones. Joseph hands a baggie to Daisy. I made sure to give you guys the edges. Clearly the superior part of the brownie. Topography. Thanks, Joseph. Our two customers walk off with their purchases. Joseph and I survey our stock.
Yeah.
These are selling pretty hot. At this rate, we'll have enough money to pay for a new paint job on the church's pews in no time. Wait, what happened to the pews? Ernest spray painted his rapper alias on them. Young Steinbeck. I would have gone for Young Man at the Sea, but I can respect that. Speaking in ministerial terms, Ernest is hard to reach. In father terms, Ernest is kind of a turd. Being a cool youth minister seems like a lot of work.
Oh.
It is, but it's worth it. Although, sometimes I wish. Never mind. What? Tell me. It's kind of silly, but
Oh.
do you ever wish you could just drop everything and go lounge around on a beach somewhere in the tropics? Drink fruity blended beverages, fall asleep on a hammock, you know, basically live out a Jimmy Buffett song? Joseph, I think about this every single day of my life. My dream is to live in Margaritaville. One day, my friend, one day we will be on island time. We make a couple more sales on to some more church patrons. Everything seems to be going smoothly. Off in the distance, I spot my old buddy Craig.
Oh.
Craig! He's going to be a hard sell. Craig's a fitness man. I think he's comes to these bake sales to test himself, to see if he has the resolve to refuse processed sugar. Are you sure you're ready for this? We go way back. I got this. Craig jogs up to our table with Briar and Hazel in tow. I think Blair would be better, but they each finish an ice cream cone, so it's unlikely we're going to sell them on brownies too. Probably won't be able to sell to the baby. She's impossible to read. It all comes down to Craig.
Oh.
Hey, bros! Hi, Uncle Joseph. Hi, Amanda's dad. Would you be interested in one of our delicious homemade brownies? I don't know. I don't know, dude. Remember that one time? You can't spell diet without die. Tempt him. You know, Craig, if you really wanted to, you could hit a couple of these stalls and craft yourself a brownie sundae. Get some soft serve, a brownie from your good friend Mike. I think there's a table down there that's selling freshly baked cookies, hot out the oven. Treat yourself. You deserve it. That's a tempting offer, Mike, but I've got some chia mango pudding at home that I'm actually pretty excited about. I'm going to have to pass. Suit yourself. The day winds down and we pretty much out of items to sell. Everyone starts packing up. Christy eventually comes back and immediately falls asleep in Joseph's folding chair. Boxed mix, huh?
Ugh.
Hi, Mary. Mary saunters up to us. She looks like she's rather be anywhere else than right here. Oh, hi, honey. Yep, they're selling like hotcakes, which is actually
They're just brownies. Cute. And boring. And safe. Hey, Mary. Mary's eyes dart over to me. What's the rookie doing here? I was just hoping to introduce Mike to the rest of the community. Uh-huh. You get a load of this freak show? What? Weird folk, is all. Holier than thou types.
Hey.
Don't you think, Mike? Mary. Let the kid answer the question. Shove a brownie in your mouth so you can't talk. They seem nice. They seem nice. They all seem like they're really excited to help out the church. That's pretty cool, I guess.
Oh.
Mary, can we talk about this later?
Come on.
Oh, am I embarrassing you in front of your new friend? This is awkward. Joseph doesn't respond. Trying his hardest to keep his cool. Can we please talk about this later? Sure thing, honey bear. Mary turns her attention to me. Hand over the cash. Jesus, I'm not trying to rob you. I'm in charge of the funds here. I hand over the cash we've made. It feels like a hefty wad, if I may say so myself.
Hey.
Thanks.
Hey.
Now give me your wallet. What?
Hmm.
Give me your wallet. You think this church is going to fix itself? Mary. I'm kidding. Sorry. I'll work on the whole pretend to be happy thing. Mary leans in and whispers to me. He's really good at it. Mary walks off without saying goodbye. Yeesh. I'm really sorry about that. Are you okay? She really likes pushing your buttons, huh?
Yeah.
Joseph shrugs. No marriage is perfect.
Oh.
You ready to head out? Joseph and I load the folding tables back into my car. Christy nods off the moment Joseph straps her in the car seat.
Right.
I drop Joseph in front of his house. A small yawn sneaks out of me.
Oh.
Looks like I tuckered you out, huh? I'm a sleepy dad. I think I might finally be crashing from all the sugar.
Oh.
I won't keep you up then.
Oh.
Thanks for helping out today. Happy to do it. Also happy to eat brownies.
Oh.
Well, next time I promise we'll do something a bit more exciting and a bit less free labor. And I'm very sorry about the whole thing with Mary. You shouldn't have had to see that. It's fine, really. You know, I know, but first hangout domestic problems aren't a good look. You barely know me. Let me make it up to you next time. It won't be Margaritaville, but we'll do something fun. Promise. I smile. I'd like that.
Oh.
Oh, and one last thing. Joseph tosses a cling-wrapped brownie in through the window. It hits me in the face, but I'm able to catch it.
Oh.
It's the last one. You earned it. Joseph, please don't leave me alone with this brownie. Nope, too late. I already walked away. But. Bye. Joseph walks up to his home. He waves at me before carrying Christy inside. Well, looks like it's just you and me, Brownie. I'll eat the brownie now. I forced the brownie down my gullet, knowing full well that this will be my undoing. I will feel this later. I would have eaten it later anyway, so. I step inside to find Amanda doing homework on the couch. Well, that's a surprise. Hey, Father Unit. Hi, child that I'm required by law to care for. How's homework?
It's really fun and educational. Really? How long have you known me for? Right. How was the bake sale? Good. I think I really could have made a good life for myself as a brownie salesman. Glad to hear it. So what? Were there any extra brownies, or did you maybe sneak one, or... Sorry, kiddo, no dice. I feel immediate shame for scarfing that last brownie. Actually, I don't know if it's shame or just nausea from all the brownie. But it could be both. Aw, that's okay. Hey, if you're not going to bed anytime soon, would you be game for some real Shark Hunter or Orange County? Or of Orange County? Blah, blah, blah. I thought the last hunter got eaten by a shark. He did. I sit down next to her and cozy up with a blanket. Awesome. Yeah, I don't think I actually did the best with that one.
Hey, let's do that again sometime.
Why was that so quiet? Yeah, with the lying and the and things like that, that didn't go so well. But hey, I got a heart with the...
Welcome. You've got dads.
And there's... Ooh, it's a Damien Hugo one. But we'll have to save that one for next time. So... Thank you guys all for watching. If you liked it, please put a like on the video. If you want to see more of my content, first off, subscribe. And then, don't forget to ring that notification bell so you don't miss any time I upload. And as always, I will see you next time.